Greetings. Welcome to another video. It's been a while, but here we are again. This is a dating note card video. And before I get into it, I need to tell you all a disclaimer. I do everything possible to eliminate any personal identifiers. I copy and I paste into a brand new note card. Now, I don't know if the typer of the original dating note card is a person. I don't know if they're real. I have no idea. Okay, I just do not know. All I know is what is in the note card. That's all there is to go by. I point out the red flags. The intention is good. The intention is to, help you understand what might be a red flag. Let's get into it. They're 40. They're in England. Sexual orientation. This is very interesting, and you will see why this is interesting later in the note card because it's also complicated. But in SL, they're a lesbian. In the physical world, they are straight. They're looking for a partner companion. Open to RL or just SL relationship? Yes, any friend or potential partner is both SL and RL. Do you like to talk on voice? Yes, usually in a one-on-one or around friends. What are your hobbies in Second Life? I have a store which I share with my sister, and we also share a beachside home. I love shopping, cars, DJing, music, and exploring. Also having a laugh and being goofy. What are some qualities you are looking for in a potential partner? Someone who will take me as I am, not judge me. Someone who is loyal and isn't looking to hurt or upset me. Had my fair share of that in my life. Do you have a family in Second Life? I have a sister. How important is family to you in Second Life? My sister is very important. She's my support and my close friend. Is having sex in Second Life with your partner important to you? I have never been great at SL sex. I do prefer cuddles, hugs, and couple dancing. I am not opposed to SL sex, just don't want to be pushed into it. Let it flow naturally. Are you into BDSM? If so, are you a sub, dom, domate, or verse? No. Anything else you would like to add? A few things. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the explanation to this questionable stuff. Yeah. All right. I'm a male and RL. I do not want to be involved in a love triangle, whether that's you have a partner RL and want to SL side thing, or be involved if you already have someone in SL. We'll go right back to that in a minute. Just hold on. I do have Asperger's and social anxiety, so sometimes I do find myself wanting to be somewhere quieter if I get too much sensory overload. My sleep patterns are a bit weird in RL, so I could be awake at odd times. I have been gravely hurt and used a lot in both SL and RL, and just looking for someone like me for who I am, not try and change me. Now, let's go back up to the top. In SL, they are a lesbian, so they have a female avatar. In the physical world, they are straight. In the physical world, they are male. So in the physical world, they have a male human form, a male body. They are a male. In SL, they have a female avatar. Okay? This is common. This is nothing new to us. We all know this happens. Open to RL or just SL relationship? Yes. Any friend or potential partner is both SL and RL. Down here. I do not want to be involved in a love triangle, whether that's you having a partner RL and want an SL side thing, or be involved if you already have someone in SL. Just go back up to the top. Open to RL or just SL relationship? Yes. Any friend or potential partner is both SL and RL. So down here they say SL side thing or be involved if you already have someone in SL, right? Okay. They don't want to be involved in that type of a love triangle. That's fine. It's not a problem. But I think they might have been better off if they had worded that more specifically because this kind of reads what this down here can turn out to be a love triangle. So, but I think what they're trying to say is any friend or potential partner would both be an SL and RL relationship. It's like you don't consider them a friend just in Second Life, but also in the physical world, and the same for like an SL relationship. It's also an RL relationship. I think that's what they're trying to say. But upon like a first read, it kind of sounds like the love triangle that they do not want to be involved in. So, they like to talk on voice, usually in a one-on-one or around friends. Okay, not a problem. And their hobbies, they have a store. Okay. And they share it with their sister, and they share a beachside home. I wouldn't count that as a hobby. I mean, that's your everyday, right? I mean, that is your SL. That would be SL. But they do love shopping. Okay, yeah, shopping could be a hobby. Cars, yep, that could be a hobby. DJing, yep, music. I'm not music, like going to concerts or live events or what have you, and exploring. So those are great. Those are good hobbies. Also having a laugh and being goofy. I wouldn't consider that a hobby. I would consider that a activity, but not a hobby. Now, if you were like into comedy or comedian, then I can see how, laughter would be something that one would strive to get, and therefore maybe it could be a hobby, but not in this instance. So the qualities. Okay, so someone who will take me as I am, hmm not judge me. Yep. Someone who is loyal. Oh, that's the standard. We all know. We all want loyalty. There's nobody on the planet that wants someone who is disloyal. It's a good quality, but it's not something that needs to be said. It's a no brainer. And the isn't looking to hurt or upset me. Well, we all want that too. However, some people are kind of into that, but that's a different type of hurt. But yeah, none of us wants to be hurt. None of us wants to be upset. I wouldn't have put that down because that's like something you say in a private situation. It's not something you would publicly put on a note card, especially on a date note card, because you get these predator types and it's like they'll read and they'll, oh, yeah. So, because they'll see a vulnerability in there and it can make them a target. And then is having sex in Second Life with your partner important to you? Saying I have never been great at SL sex is something that I would not recommend saying in a dating note card. No, just don't do it. No. But saying I do prefer cuddles, hugs, and couple dancing, that's a good alternative. However, still not answering the actual question. But they finally get to it and say, I'm not opposed to SL6, just don't want to be pushed into it, let it flow natural. So they could have answered it like, I can see how it's important to other people, but at this time in my SL, it's not as important as cuddles, hugs, or dance or couple dancing. That would have been a better way to answer that particular question. Are you into BDSM? And it's just a no. So none of it. None of it. Okay. Alrighty. And then down here, so they're male in the physical world, but but in SL they're a lesbian. And in the physical world they're straight. That to me is like going around the block for a pint of milk that's already been delivered on your doorstep. I mean, it's like you literally step over the pint of milk that is on your doorstep and you go around the block, like to the store, to get a pint of milk. And then you come home and then you step over the pint of milk that is still on your doorstep. Uh, why go to the store for a pint of milk when there's one already been delivered on your doorstep? Why? I'm going to call this the pot of milk situation. Yeah, situation. Why are you putting a middle man, or in this case, middle woman? What? Why? If you're a dude in the physical world and you got all the parts and you're a biological dude and you're straight, why are you going to be a lesbian in Second Life? Why? Why add that complication to your life? I don't get it. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it's just like, look, you've got the pint of milk. It's on your doorstep. All you have to do is just open the door, bend down, and get it. You don't have to go out to the store and get it. You've already got the milk right there. Right there. I mean, and think about it. Like, what if, now, stay with me now. Now, what if the other person is also a physical world male and they too have a female avatar and are lesbian? Think about it. What does that mean? What does that mean? What's going on there? And it's like, okay, well, if they are straight, if this dude is straight in the physical world, but they are a female lesbian in Second Life, then and when they have a RL relationship with that person, do they expect the lesbian to be a female in the physical world? Because if they're a straight male, then they would have to be. They couldn't be, yeah, they couldn't be a male, straight or gay or bi in the physical world because this dude here is straight. So, yeah, I suppose it would have, oh, wait now. It would, yeah, so their preference would be, just by going, we're being logical here, would be a female SL lesbian, but also a female in the physical world who would be straight. That's the only way that would fit based on his physical world male straightness. There's a mind blower. I don't see any red flags. I mean, they seem to be pretty open and honest. However, I will say this though, as most of y'all know, I do advocate for mental health, and here he says I do have Asperger's and social anxiety. So sometimes I do find myself wanting to be somewhere quieter if I get too much sensory overload. I'm sure we've all experienced that. I certainly have with my issues. But it's something that I wouldn't put in a dating note card because, again, it's like you're putting a vulnerability. I'm not saying it's a weakness, but, what someone might consider, what someone else might consider a vulnerability. And there are those predator types, the Second Life, that, look for those vulnerabilities. And then they go directly for those types of people. You just have to protect yourself. When you start talking with someone and you feel that they're not a predator, then well, yeah, then you could be more open about your mental health or whatever, right? I'm not saying hide it. I'm not saying downgrade it. I'm just saying when the opportunity becomes available and you think it's the right time, then, you know, you could talk about it. But if it doesn't, then, well, you just wait. It's one of those fluid type of things. I will admit that sometimes in previous experiences, I realized that perhaps too much too soon. This is not a good thing. Also, with the sleep pattern comments, that's another that I would have waited until like a private conversation, again, not to be on public display in a date and note card. And especially this last thing here, I have been gravely hurt and used a lot in both RL, well, SL and RL, and just looking for someone to like me for who I am, not try and change me. That is perfectly normal. I mean, we're humans. We all want that genuine and sincere social contact, those social relationships. To publicly say I've been gravely hurt and used a lot, right? Again, that's something I would not put in a dating note card because there's the whole predator aspect of it. A dating note card, you're supposed to be given the best version of you, not hiding or not faking, but the best representation of you. It's good that he did come clean and say I am a male in real life, right? However, it kind of should have been here at the top. I would have preferred it up here at the top, because by the time you get down to it, it's like, what? Huh? Wait, but what? Now, a special bonus. If you have made it this far into the video, I'm introducing the special bonus of it's in their profile. Now, for this, I am not going to copy and paste snippets from their profile or anything. I've taken some notes from this particular person's profile. My female SL avatar, who is a lesbian, is my inner feminine side. Second Life enables me to explore this without fear or prejudice or mockery. Since a youngster, I have had a love for hosiery. The soft material would soothe me when I had a meltdown with my autism. Since then, the love has grown more and more, and I figured I could bring that passion into Second Life and create things for my store. So, A plus for putting that on the front page of the profile. That's brave, and it's like, hey, this is me. This is who I am. Telling you from the get go. That's very admirable. And also, it explains to the questions that I had. That that makes sense. It's nice to see that there are legit reasons as to why people will choose the opposite of their physical world body type. But I'm not sure how to say it without somebody getting upset. Gender. Because the normal way of thinking is like, okay, it's a dude. They have a female avatar because they want to get in quicker with the females. Be like, oh, because females wouldn't feel like threatened with by another female or whatever. So maybe the dude thinks it's like quicker to like get in there as a female avatar, or whatever. I don't know. We've thought of all these things. For the most part, that's relatively kind of true, really. But in this situation, that was not the case. There was a legit reason, just a need to be able to express that. And I'm glad we found out, because I would have been like scratching my head like, why? But I understand, a male wanting to explore their feminine side. I get that. It wouldn't be the type of man for me personally. You can be a manly man and still be able to express the softer side of things. But we're all different. We've got men and we've got women. That's all we got, by the way. That's science. Fact. That's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the state note card with the profile bonus. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.